Hi guys, it's Miss Jarvis and I'm back with another read aloud. Today I'm going to read you a book called The Secret Life of Squirrels by Nancy Rose. The grade level range for this book is about first, second grade. And something really cool about this book that I want to point out is that Nancy Rose, the author of this book, she is also a photographer. So all of the pictures that you will see in this book are real photographs that she took of squirrels, and she takes them on her front porch. So it's pretty neat. She makes these little tiny little scenes, and she hides peanuts and snacks inside of them so that the squirrels come, and when they get there she takes their pictures and she uses them for her stories. So this is pretty cool. So here we go. The Secret Life of Squirrels by Nancy Rose. The Secret Life of Squirrels. Mr. Peanuts. Most squirrels spend their days gathering nuts and climbing trees. Not Mr. Peanuts. He is a rather unusual squirrel. Mr. Peanuts enjoys activities such as cooking on his tiny grill. His hot dogs are delicious. Mr. Peanuts plays the piano beautifully. His favorite piece is Moonlight Sonata. Most squirrels would find that piece quite difficult to play, but then again, most squirrels don't play the piano. Mr. Peanuts likes to read. His favorite books are A Tale of Two Cities and Goodnight Nut. He especially likes to read aloud. You may have heard him chattering in your backyard. So now we learned a little bit about Mr. Peanuts. What makes Mr. Peanuts such an unusual squirrel? Mr. Peanuts has a busy and mostly happy life, but once in a while he feels lonely. Being a clever squirrel, Mr. Peanuts has an idea. He sits down and writes a letter using his very best penmanship. And here's his letter. Dear Cousin Squirrel, please come for a visit. I promise you will have an excellent time. Sincerely, Mr. Peanuts. He mails the letter the very next day. Then he waits and waits and waits some more. What did Mr. Peanuts do when he got lonely? He checks his mailbox every day hoping for a reply. One day he finds a letter waiting for him. It reads, Dear Mr. Peanuts, my favorite cuz. Thanks for the letter. It's been too long. Can't wait to see what you're up to these days. I'll be there soon. Cheers, Cousin Squirrel. Mr. Peanuts smiles as he reads the tiny letter over and over. Then he gets right to work. He wants to make sure everything is perfect for his cousin's visit. Mr. Peanuts dusts and cleans. He even vacuums under the rug. He does laundry, chattering to himself as he works. He is the tidiest squirrel around, and certainly the only one with a washer and dryer. Mr. Peanuts makes up his cousin's bed just so, with the sheets tucked in tight. He wants him to have a great night's sleep. He bakes his most delicious hazelnut chocolate cake. He tastes the batter just to be sure it is sweet enough. Mr. Peanuts takes a bath with his rubber ducky. A squirrel can never be too clean. He even brushes his whiskers. Just look at that handsome squirrel in the mirror. What are some of the things Mr. Squirrel did to prepare for his cousin's visit? Finally, Cousin Squirrel arrives. He is just in time for breakfast. Mr. Peanuts and Cousin Squirrel both love pancakes. Later, the two squirrels go for a wagon ride. Mr. Peanuts soon learns that two squirrels travel faster than one. Mr. Peanuts teaches Cousin Squirrel how to play chess. Cousin Squirrel learns quickly. It is more fun to play chess with a friend, thinks Mr. Peanuts, even if you don't always win. It is a beautiful day, so they pack a picnic. Cousin Squirrel makes his peanut butter sandwiches with an extra layer of crunchy peanuts. Mr. Peanuts has never thought to try that. It tastes scrumptious. That night, they build a campfire and scare each other with ghost stories, including the old haunted tree and the one-eyed owl. You can't tell yourself a ghost story, thinks Mr. Peanuts. You need a friend. The next day, they go out for ice cream. Mr. Peanuts has his usual scoop of peanut brittle. Cousin Squirrel tries the flavor of the month, buttery salted pecan. What are some of the things that Mr. Peanuts and Cousin Squirrel do together during their visit? Mr. Peanuts and Cousin Squirrel are two rather unusual squirrels who have a wonderful time together. Having a friend makes everything twice as fun. What are some things that you think are more fun to do when you have a friend? Great, so that's the end of our book. Another cool thing about this book is that at the end here, it gives you tips for taking your own photographs of animals in nature. So that's an activity that you can try. You can go outside and you can take pictures of animals that you see, maybe birds, or maybe you have a squirrel that lives in your yard. Also, you can practice with your pets. So I hope you like the story. Bye!